Wordsworth as a poet of nature. Also, he is known as the worshipper of nature. Uh, this is my information. These are the key points of my presentation. Quote by him: sorry, four parameters of nature, or the philosophy of nature given by Wordsworth in their four parameters for nature. Natural elements of his works. In Wordsworth poetry, we can find lots of natural elements. And the quote: "Come forth into the light of things. Let nature be your teacher." The letter. Let nature to be your teacher. I will discuss this deeply in my point. Poet of nature, William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth was born on 7 April 1770 and died on 23rd April 1815. Wordsworth, as an English romantic poet and one of the founder of English Romanticism, he was the poet laureate from 1843 to until his death. Four parameters to understand Wordsworth's philosophy for nature. Outer look of nature. When we are thinking about nature, firstly we if I imagine on my mind that nature, I will only imagine that place which I like the most in nature. Someone likes a mountain, someone likes a river, someone's like a sea bank, so they are reached to that place. So outer look is the most important, and outer look of the nature attracts us towards that place. Calmlessness of nature, calmness of nature. uh, we we all are know that if we are uh, in stress, or we are in trouble, we want to go to the nature. To why? We want to calm, we want to let our stress. And third point is nature as a living soul. So nature is a living soul, we know that. Let Oh, most of the works are compares nature and personifications of a nature. That we have here. I want to give one example from Gujarati text, Gilano Chakad. There is a there is a lost of a personification for environment. There is one line. જાણે કે રાત પડખું ફરીને સૂઈ ગઈ છે. That rat was a part of a nature, but how the night can sleep over. So that we can see the nature is a living soul. We always see nature as a living soul. uh, there is also we can put here one point that there we always connected the nature with the divine soul. There is one divine soul who handles all the situations in nature. We believe that maybe it is a point of it is connected with the religion also. We always think that nature are connected to the divine soul and for the great teacher of mankind. Nature always gives us a lesson for the mankind. If we doing these things, if we doing or imagine for bad things for someone else, it sometimes it returns to us. Where and where it returns to us. So nature also gives us that lesson. If we harm nature, it returns us it returns us in nature calamities. So that also we can lots of things nature teach us. It's visible now. Visible, it's yes. Wordsworth never discussed ugly side of nature. Uh, this is the point that Wordsworth was very criticized on that point. He was never mentioned the ugly side of nature. He always mention about the good side of nature in his work. A sensitive barometer to everyone's stubble changes in the world. This is the line which I take from the William J's history book, where in context of he was always shows a good side of nature. In the context of that, he himself compares with one musical instrument. I forgot the name, but on context of that, he gives a various points to explain that nature is good. Why he is the greatest poet of nature? Of all the poets who are written of the nature, there is a none that compares with him in the truthfulness of his representation. Burns is apt to read his own emotions in natural objects, so there is more poet than nature. In Burns works, we are mouse. There is a Burns work, the mouse. We can see that there is a less description about nature and more description about the poet. But in the works of Wordsworth, we can see that more description about the nature and less descriptions by himself. Nature as the most important element in his works. The elements like tree, birds, river, mountains, valley, wind, flower, etc. Wordsworth gives a new vision to see the nature by his imagination. When I read the poetry of Wordsworth, which elements he used, flowers, trees, if first I see the tree, but I never imagined such things about the tree. But after read Wordsworth's poetry, I can imagine that if Wordsworth, I will, after see the tree, I will find that the Wordsworth poetry is too good and it is related to nature. Let them speak their own message. We know that the all elements are symbolizes in literature. Like flower symbolizes as a love, symbol of love, uh, and the tree, symbol of growing. So, according to Wordsworth, all nature elements have give us a message, one and another type. So the that thing, the them speak to their own message. Let them speak to their messages. Wordsworth, also known as a poet of mankind, village life, and poet of a childhood. Um, after poet as a poet of nature, his most of work are on the theme of mankind. This is my resources. Thank you.
Yes, so my question is, can every aspect of nature relate?
Stop presenting first here.
Can every aspect of nature relate to the calmness according to your presentation? You have mentioned so many aspects of nature like mountain, river.
Every aspects of nature are not color in context of a calmness, but I mentioned one point in Wordsworth poetry that he was always see about the positive side of nature. So in his poetry, he always uh, give a good look to nature in his poetry. So this point is related with that.
Yes, Divya. Do you think that Wordsworth is too extraordinary to have this nature kind of poem? And if yes, that how you criticize it?
So on that point, my point of view is that nature have a two sides, right? Bad and ugly and beautiful, both sides. So he always shown in his work of a beautiful side. This is not, according to me, this is not fair, because there is a thing, there is a good side also and bad side also. So after read his work, I also I want to choose that point.